Welcome back to Broke Not Broken, and today I had a first in my life. I had to go out and purchase a jock for my son to play hardball because this mom didn't realize that it was mandatory for him to have a jock. Who knew? Now, in buying this product, I had the most funny experience of my life. No mother should have to go in and buy a jock for her son. That's normally a dad job because clearly I don't have the equipment for that jock to go on, nor do I understand it at all. I know what it's for, but size-wise, I couldn't tell you. I'm buying it for a child, not an adult. So I had the strangest conversation at Canadian Tire today that I've ever had in my life. Now I'm standing there and there's all kinds of jocks on the wall, and the sporting good guy comes over and he says, "Ma'am, can I help you?" And I said, "Yes, you can." I said, "I'm looking for a jock for..." Before I got my son out of my mouth, he says, "No, you mean for you. You need a Jill." I said, No. I'm buying a jock for my son for hardball." And the man says to me, and I kid you not, with a straight face, "Do you happen to know what size he is?" And I'm like, "Pant size?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, no. So can we guess this?" He's 11. How big could he possibly be? I'm just making sure that nobody shakes his cherries off his cherry tree by freak accident. Now there's this other man that's standing behind me looking at rollerblades, and he starts laughing. And he says, "Ma'am, you're gonna need... is he a husky boy?" And I said, "No, he's average. He's average size, young man." And he says, "Well, you want to aim for medium or..." And the man says, "Well, you want to aim for medium or use small." And then he follows up with, "He is wearing baseball pants, correct?" I said, "Yes." He says, "Okay, just so you know, he will have a lot more confidence out there on the field wearing this cup." And I'm like, "Willie?" He says, "Yeah." He says, it's an optical illusion out there with baseball pants on. Some things appear larger than they possibly are." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "Yeah." He says, "Not only is he protected, but, you know." And I'm like, "No, I don't know. I don't know." So I left the store, one, red-faced from laughing, because that man had never heard, shaking the cherries off the cherry tree. And he says,